Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me is Mike Sroka, CEO of Dealpath, to discuss empowering real estate investment and capital markets with data and collaboration through software. Mike, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you so much for having me.
And tell us about Dealpath. What is the solution and how does the solution empower the real estate industry?
Dealpath is the leading deal management platform for real estate investment management. We empower firms that are involved in the acquisition, development, and financing of real estate assets, and really serve as their command center for their front office to focus on value-add work, to identify and mitigate risks, and to deliver optimal risk-adjusted returns. I always think of us as kind of like pipeline tracking through portfolio management.
How did Dealpath come about?
A long, convoluted story that is really feeling and recognizing the inefficiencies in real estate investment, and former colleagues and friends really looking for solutions to help improve their work. I think that it's just an incredibly exciting time in the digitalization of real estate. Things that we've talked about for years and years are really happening now, and starting to see that adoption wave and the value creation happening.
In the current COVID business environment, how do you see Dealpath playing a role? How has the pandemic and the recent environment impacted the work of institutional investors?
Boy, big question in so many ways that I think we're still learning and trying to figure out. Ultimately, it appears as if pretty much every portfolio manager in the universe is trying to understand the impact of COVID on their owned portfolio, and are considering potential repositions as well as opportunistic investments. The environment has really put a spotlight on the need for having centralized data that is globally accessible, for having those standardized workflows that enable your team to work effectively from wherever they might be working, and also to have the institutional data security that these firms require, as so much proprietary information is being moved around cloud services. So I would say that Dealpath's business has maybe been a beneficiary of this environment, but more broadly, I would say that it has really created acceleration in the digital transformation of real estate, and in the adoption of real estate software services.
Dealpath has supported over $6 trillion in transactions. Are there any market trends or insights that you can share?
I know, big numbers, lots of zeros, and we're very proud and excited about it. Some general things that might not be terribly surprising, and then maybe we can go to more specific examples. But over the past few years, we've certainly seen certain property types be more active, and even starting 4 or 5 years ago, a lot of action in industrial and logistics. That is maybe even more accelerated now post-COVID. There's been a lot of activity in affordable housing development, which has been a big theme over the past 2 or 3 years. And interestingly, what we've observed over the past year or so, even before COVID, was seeing more and more activity on the debt side. I think a hypothesis was that after a long, heady market cycle, that people were interested in playing in a different part of the capital stack and maybe be more protective, and seeing that continuing now within the COVID environment. Maybe another more recent phenomenon that is being felt, but maybe not said, is that I think that underwriting and valuation has changed and is hard. So right now we are seeing relatively lower numbers of transactions completed, but a lot of people in the market's trying to understand what pricing is. So maybe a broader bid-ask spread, as people are trying to better understand how to underwrite and value these assets.
And Dealpath recently announced a new offering called Dealpath Connect, providing automated deal ingestion. Can you share what this represents and how clients are benefiting?
Yes, we're so excited. This is really kind of the next step in our vision and our continued focus to remove the friction in real estate transactions. Really what we're facilitating is to enable top sell-side brokers, and these are right now investment sales brokers, to be able to selectively share information with buy-side clients in a private environment. So rather than some of the kind of legacy ways of working by creating formatted flyers and these PDFs that get attached to emails and sent out into the ether. Really being able to pipe data directly into specific clients who have it immediately into their pipeline and are able to quickly assess whether that is something that they would like to pursue or not. We are so excited to roll this program out and look forward to talking more about it soon.
And also recently, NASDAQ Ventures made an investment into Dealpath. What will this partnership allow the company to do?
Yeah, this is really the exciting news that we were able to share this week, and looking forward to getting to work with NASDAQ, whose market-leading position and history really speaks for itself. We view NASDAQ as, really the experts in the digital transformation of financial markets, and as Dealpath is building towards this vision of empowering real estate, really see NASDAQ as the perfect partner for that journey. Again, just getting started with our announcement this week and looking forward to lots more work together.
And prop tech, let's talk about that a little bit. It's been dominating the news recently. Is that kind of business, is it cyclical? And if so, where are we in the cycle?
That is a great question, and one that I think we're all asking ourselves, because we think that real estate is a cyclical business and that technology is a cyclical business. So is real estate technology an extra cyclical business? We don't know. But I do think that it's pretty early days. When we started Dealpath in 2014, we felt like real estate software services was barely a cottage industry. There was a few very large incumbents that had been around for a long time, but not a whole lot of innovation or things happening. And over the past 4, 5, 6 years, there's been a tremendous amount of new investment and development in new software services and creating new point solutions for this market. We're now kind of seeing more of a consolidation phase as some of those new entrants, including Dealpath, are starting to get traction. And some of those large incumbents are getting more and more active in innovation. So it feels like from a development standpoint, we've really kind of moved the needle and seen a lot more activity. On the adoption of those software services, we're still pretty early. I think that maybe last year we crossed the chasm from early adopters to early majority. And this year, we're really hoping to continue to see that move from early majority to mass market adoption of these new services. And that is the most important moment for everybody in the market, whether you're a traditional real estate operator or one of the vendors providing real estate software services. Really seeing that value creation is a very exciting thing and important for us to be a part of.
Yeah, it's quite remarkable how quickly you were moved along in only just 6 years. So my final question to you is, what's next for Dealpath and PropTech?
Yeah, we are continuing to methodically build out our platform and really focused on supporting institutional investment managers and the largest sell-side brokers and advisors that are working with them to create this efficient global marketplace for real estate. More broadly, it seems like this is an inevitable thing that has really kind of hit its tipping point. So real estate becoming digitally transformed, leveraging software and data is having its real moment of value creation now, and just an incredibly exciting time for the industry.
It certainly is, Mike. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.